Howdy out there, whoever you are. Welcome to a beautiful evening. Pardon the noise. They're working on Main Street right behind me. Hoping they'll end soon. Greetings. Sorry for the noise. They're doing road repairs a block away, hoping they'll end soon. It's kind of annoying. Now we're getting some viewers. Pardon the noise. Got people working on our main street, which is a block away from the house. So it's like going home time. Don't you people have a fish fry to get to? It's Friday night. It's almost 6 o'clock here, so that should be their quitting time. Let's hope. Shows we got a few people online tonight. Where are you guys from? India, nice. How you doing, man? I hit that target, but that wasn't the one I was aiming at. I flinched at the last second, and my shot went awry. Pardon the sounds. We have a road construction going on a block from here, and it's almost quitting time. I hope it's almost 6 o'clock my time. So they should be going home soon. California, Asher, how you doing, man? How you doing? We're in Wisconsin, USA, right smack in the middle of the country. Two and a half hours north of Chicago, hour north of the Illinois border. got that 50 millimeter. I'm here to answer questions. If you're interested in slingshots and target shooting and stuff like that with them, I love to answer questions and help people out. So if you're curious, fire away. I need to go fix my target quick. Should have done that before I got on. There we go. I do have a mic down here by the targets, so when I hit, hear them. I used to make slingshots all the time when I was a kid. I was never that accurate. Well, slingshots have come a long way. In the last couple of years, the bands have improved. The design is still pretty much the same. It's a fork. It's just they've perfected the science. It's actually fairly easy to learn now. And just because I'm shooting a fancy aluminum slingshot doesn't mean you can't use a piece of wood from a tree. I had one somebody gave me, and it was shooting real good, and then I was teaching a kid to shoot. And for some reason, when I handed it to him, he started shooting better. Since it was given to me, I gave it to him. So it found a new home. But it would shoot just as good as these. Maybe you need to dig that slingshot back up. Have some fun. Basics to aiming, Mark, since you're a little bit curious how it works. We got flat bands now. In the old days, they put tubes on them that you couldn't hardly pull back. So when you're aiming, see how the bands turn into one band right there? Boink. So when you're aiming, you aim right down that line at the top of your fork. They come right to there. Mine actually has, I don't know if you can see it, a fiber optic sight on it. And so I aim right down that band at the top of my fork. And if I've got it held this way level and this way level, it usually goes right where I tell it to. There's some other physics and science to it, but that's the basic fundamentals in a nutshell. Oh, we might get a visit from the dog. The neighbor's dog's out playing. It's okay though, she's a good dog. Hey, Dallas, Mr. Knife Nut. How you doing, buddy? Woo! Have you started making your own bands yet, Dallas? I know you got the stuff to do it. Have you ventured out there and made any yet? Just curious how that's going. Oh, doggy's taking a dump over there. I'm not going to show you that. We don't do dirty videos. Oh, she's not done yet. Going back for round two. Oh, there it went. I know you guys really want to play-by-play on the dog dump next door. Do I hunt? No, I don't. I just like target shooting. But you can hunt with one. Small game. I'm not a wild game person. I duck hunted a few times and didn't even care for the ducks that I shot. A squirrel hunted a couple of times years ago with a shotgun. Didn't really care for the food. I like the activity, but I'm not going to go shooting animals just to shoot them unless they're chipmunks and they're pests. Then they might get fired at. But yes, you can hunt with these. Lots of people hunt squirrels. Rabbits about the biggest game you're going to get with a slingshot. You can hunt grouse and pheasant if you've got them up in a tree and they're not moving. I got a friend that lives about 30 minutes from here, lives on a marsh near a country club. And he uses one of these with clay pellets. I'm using steel to chase the coyotes off of his lawn. I get a raccoon in my yard occasionally, which they're cute, but I don't like them because a couple of years ago they chewed a hole the size of a bowl in my roof. So when the raccoons show up, I chase them away. I'm not going to kill one with one of these, but I can send one home with a bruise. Plus, where I live, you're not allowed to hunt with a slingshot in this state. There's 17 states in the USA that does not allow slingshot hunting, and I live in one of them, so it kind of kills that anyway. Plus, if you wanted to shoot a squirrel, which is the most common thing people use for hunting, these to hunt, is they're by season, so you actually have to have a license to shoot those, and it's not squirrel season anyway. Hi from American in Colombia. Hey, how's it going? I've been to Colombia. When I was a kid, my dad worked for the airlines. We flew all over the world, and one of our destinations was Bogota. And my sister married a Colombian. So whenever I go to visit in Miami, yeah, lots of good Colombian food and empanadas. What am I using for ammo? I'm using 8mm steel bearings. They're like $20, $25 for 2,000 of them, so they're really cheap. And I have a catch box down there, and you can't see it because there's a brick next to the thing down there. I've got a big magnet that I'll go pick them all up when I'm done. So otherwise, if I'm going out in the woods to shoot, just walking around and shooting leaves and junk out of trees, I will use 9mm clay because it's biodegradable, and there's no need for me to be filling the forest with steel. Seen the new Slingshot with auto loading? Yes, those are very intriguing, especially for the speed shooting aspect. However, from the research I've done, I think that thing is still in prototype mode, so it's not available on the market yet. But the other thing about them is people say, oh, that'd be great for speed shooting because that is actually invented our tournaments. Except you can't use pouches with magnets, and that one has a magnet. It shoots it up into the magnet. So they will not be allowed in our tournaments anyway, but they are kind of cool. What I'd like to play with is the compound bow that shoots bearings. Those are cool. What's going on, Phil? From Part-Time Plinker. I'm doing well. We finally got a nice night, so I thought I would come out. Even though I need to film new content for my channel. I think I'm going to have good weather Saturday and Sunday as well. So I'm planning to make another slow-mo video. The most epic one I've created yet. I'm just waiting to do it. Got to have the good weather and the sun. So hoping to make at least 1 or 2 videos this week and then have them out there for publishing. That noise is they're doing road construction a block from my house on Main Street. I can see the excavators and all of that stuff, and it's almost should be going home time. It's 6 o'clock for crying out loud. These people should have fish fry dinners to go get, but they're still going. So eventually that will stop. They probably have to meet their goal for the day, but they usually are winding down about now. So hold on, folks. That should clear up a little bit. Hey, Mr. Wilson, I know what you're referring to. What's your target made out of? That is one of those 50-gallon water catch barrels that people use for catching rainwater and stuff. And you just get a jigsaw out and saw a big hole, hang some t-shirts in the back, hang some targets in the front. Those t-shirts catch the ammo, drop it, and I got a magnet. I just go pick it all up and reuse it. Timothy said hi, hello. Steel will rust away, no big deal. Yeah, but it takes a while to rust away if you leave it out in the woods. Yes, it will, but it's going to take a while. Plus, around here, everybody's very, very, very much environmentally friendly. least they try and be. So if I was out shooting steel and people came upon a place where I was shooting a bunch and there was a bunch of it laying on the ground, not that they'd know I did it, but they wouldn't be very happy. Make sure you guys hit the like button, double tap the screen. Those likes help me out. They give me exposure on YouTube, build them algorithm thingamajiggies on the YouTubes. In a little bit, we'll throw a can up there and try and cut it in half. We'll pull out my cool new, cool advanced slingshot that I've been working on a lot and I'm getting much better at. God, I thought these dudes would be done by now. I apologize for all the noise. I thought they would be better. They're just not working with me. Oh, I got that 25 millimeter. Yeah. 149 people on. Oh, up to 200 people on. Anybody got questions? Happy to answer. As long as they're slingshot related. It's family friendly, so let's keep it that way. Boom. I like hitting targets. The cool thing about slingshots, for those of you passing by, because I know you're scrolling through the lives and you stop here because it looks interesting. Cool thing about slingshots is they're quiet. You can do it in your backyard. And it fulfills that desire to do target shooting, to shoot something. And it's a real quiet, fun way, and your neighbors all think you're playing with a toy. They don't realize it's a high-tech piece of machinery. Actually, could be a tree fork. All right. Mr. Alcoholic said, put your safety glasses on. Okay, I'm going to address that because it always comes up. One, if I'm shooting up closer and shooting at a metal target, I will have safety glasses on because we get bounce backs. From this distance, if they bounce back, they're going to land in the grass and stop. As far as the thing popping back at me, if you notice my bands are fatter up here than they are down here. When they break down here where I tied them on. And that means when they break, they go that way. The only time these bands ever come out is like right after I put them on, if I don't tighten the screws down that hold them in place, or if I have a slingshot where I have to wrap them. If I don't do a good job there, then they'll snap back. But it's a very rare occurrence. So it's one of those things like, yes, we encourage safety, but I believe in the setup I'm at right now, it's okay. But I have settings and things that I do sometime where, yes, I will put safety glasses on. And my other beef is the safety glasses you get at the big box stores for $5 or $10. When you tilt your head and try and aim, they're all distorted and blurry and I can't see. I did have one nice pair that I paid some money for that I took to a tournament and lost them on the last day. I just haven't replaced them yet. So that's why I'm not wearing safety glasses. If I have a kid out here and we're shooting, we will be wearing safety glasses just because you don't know what the kid's going to do. They could mess up and it'll hit there and bounce back at them, stuff like that. Could they be powerful enough to hunt with? Question from Gavkaz, whatever, I don't know, it's your handle. Yes, they can be used for hunting for small game. There's a lot of people that'll hunt squirrels and rabbits. Those are the two primary things that people hunt with them. I guess if you were out in the wilderness and you got a grouse or a pheasant sitting in a tree, not flying around, you could probably take one down. You're not going to take down big game. You get about anywhere from 200 to 300 feet per second of a piece of steel ammo with these. It all depends on how the bands are cut, how big they are, how thick they are, and things like that. So you can hunt with them. I don't hunt because I just like target shooting. I live in the city. I don't like wild game anyway. But I just like shooting stuff. Ever since I was a kid, whenever someone gave me something to shoot, which was very rare because my parents didn't let us have anything, if some kid handed me a BB gun, I usually shot really well, considering I'd never shot before. They handed me a regular, like a 22 or something, I shot pretty good. And so Slingshot just fit perfect because I'm not going to lose arrows. I'm not going to have to go retrieve the arrows all the time. I can shoot 300-400 rounds of steel and then go down with a magnet and pick it all up at the end of the day. So knockout, I love shooting slingshots. So do I. That's why I'm out here doing this for you guys. I got a question. How do you miss that 60 millimeter target? I do miss it. Let's see if I can hit it. It's the one in the middle on the top. This is just for you, Wes Wisecracker. I know who you are. There. Got it. I do miss it. We all miss. Physics are wrong. My technique is messed up. And a lot of times when I'm on these lives, I'm back and forth, and I may not be paying attention as much as I should to what I'm doing. And so I miss a little bit more doing this than when I'm just shooting alone. There, I got the 50. That should make you happy, Cracker. I know you're kidding, buddy, but I took care of it anyway. What's a bow and arrow? 300 feet per second? They can get into that range. I don't know what the big compound bows with the heavy pulls like 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds are. We have an archery club at my church, and the kids shoot 20-pound compound bows from Genesis that aren't real compound bows because the pull never gets easy. They got pulleys, but they shoot like a long bow, so the pressure is always there. I tested speed, and I got 130 feet per second with those. I have a slingshot set up to shoot arrows, and I did a speed test next to the bows, and my slingshot also has about a 20-pound pull, and I got 110 feet per second. So right in that general area. Obviously, you get a big fancy compound bow that you go deer hunting with, probably going to get around 300 feet per second with it. You ever tried throwing knives? Yes, I have. The camp that I go to in the summer for boys, this Royal Ranger thing, it's a ministry I work with at my church. It's a boys mentoring program. We do a lot of outdoor activities, and one of them is tomahawk throwing. I've gotten pretty okay at that. I'm not like a pro or anything, but I can stick it a good chunk at a time, and I can even throw it underhanded and stick it, which not many other people can do. And occasionally, oh, that was loud. Occasionally, they'll pull some throwing knives out. I'm not near as good at that because I don't practice with them a lot, but I have tried it. It's fun. When I was a kid, we used to do pocket knife stuff in a piece of wood or in the ground. But like the really cool stuff you see on YouTube, no, I haven't embarked down that journey yet with knives. I have too much fun with the tomahawks when I'm at camp, so I just like doing those. Do you have a bow fishing rig set up? No, but I've got the Hammer XT slingshot that shoots arrows. It's got a Picatinny rail on the bottom where you can put a fishing reel, so you could bow fish with that, or archery fish, go archery fishing, whatever you want to call it. It's not a bow, it's a slingshot, but you can do that. My wife likes axe throwing. I haven't tried the big axe throwing, but I want to. At work, we have team building once or twice a year, and they always throw the option out. It's one of the things we can do is go axe throwing. And me and a couple people always say, yeah, let's go axe throwing. And then when you end up going and painting some painting and having wine or something, and it's like, dude, can we do something fun? They want to go on a hike, or they want to go just hang out at a restaurant and play pool or something. It's like, dude, I want to go axe throwing. There's actually the first of its kind in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, about an hour and 15, 20 minutes from me. There's a slingshot bar where you can actually shoot a slingshot like axe throwing. They got target ranges and shooting galleries. It's not real cheap from what I understand. You come as a group and it's like $25 a person, and they give you 100 rounds of ammo. It's like, dude, I'd be through that in like 10 minutes. But they are using Simpleshot slingshots, which are quality. So I've seen the stuff they have. Wisecracker, gotta go. That's okay. We'll let you slide. Thanks for popping in and wisecracking a little bit. I don't mind a little trash talking as long as it's family friendly and G-rated, and so I can give it back. Up to 34 likes. Come on, people. Double tap the screen. Give me some more likes. If you're curious about this, there's 300 people in here, and there's like 5 people in here that I know that are Slingshot friends. So if anybody's curious about the slingshots and how to shoot them, if you go to my there's a playlist on my channel called Slingshot Basics. I actually put a link in this video's description. Click on that and it talks you through everything on different kinds of frames, how to hold the frame, how to aim, how to anchor, all kind of stuff. And if you follow that, about an hour of content, by the time you're done, you'll be able to hit a target. I'm all about the beam flip. I've been practicing the PFS, the pickle. I'll be shooting this a little bit. Doop, doop, doop. That's called a pickle fork. I think that's what he's referring to as the beam flip. It's a more advanced style of shooting, and I've just about got it mastered, which is good because I have a custom build coming on Monday. And I'm afraid to use it with steel, so I'm going to be using it with clay ammo until I'm confident with it. But I really want to use it. It's really nice. It's beautiful. Remember you from the feet group? I think you must have had a typo on Facebook. Yeah, I'm on a couple of Facebook groups for slingshots and other things. Topic said hi. Hello, Rangers. I grew up in Outpost 106 in Eastern Ohio. We are Outpost 166 in Wisconsin. I'm a leader now. I grew up in it when I was a kid, from the time I was like 9 years old back in the 60s. Still enjoy it. It's still a good program. It's still viable. I enjoy it. So thank you. Go Rangers. What's the bag like target at the top? On top of the can, that's not a target. That's a big old chunk of downed tree because I have a piece of foam up there. Somebody gave me that barrel to make my catch box out of. Here, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it. There, you can see it better. Somebody gave me that, and there's a hole in the top of it, and they didn't have the lid for it. So since I brought it out here, I used to have it in my basement, but I brought it out here, and I put a piece of insulation foam and a chunk of wood on top of it, and I strapped it down so it keeps the water from getting in there as bad. So it's not a target, it's just a little add-on piece to my setup to protect it from the wind. Slingshot, yes, that's what we're doing. Unless you're in Europe and other parts of the world, some places call it catapults. And that terminology, that terminology is growing stateside here in the US as well. When I think of catapult, I don't think of this. I think of a trebuchet. Those things the ancient Romans would wind up and then throw a big old brick over the wall. When I think of catapult, that's what my brain goes to, but it's slowly changing to think of slingshots. So I can be hip with the rest of the world. Topic Chunder, yes, it's cool. It's very cool. It's fun. And as I mentioned earlier, the cool thing about shooting the slingshots is it's quiet. I'm in a residential neighborhood in the middle of town. I got a house there, although it's empty. The person that lived there passed away, and she was kind of a hermit, and the house is in really, really bad shape. And the neighbor next to them bought the house. They're going to tear it down and build a big fancy house. So I'm going to have a noisy summer. And I'm right next to the road. I got a house over there. I got a man cave over there, which is an old liquor store a dude bought up and turned into, and I got a car repair place behind me. So I can sit out here and shoot, and nobody knows. I'm not pulling a trigger, making the explosive go off. All the neighborhood people on Facebook aren't going, what was that noise? I thought I heard an explosion. Because you know that's what they do. This is very quiet, and they just think you're playing with a toy. Circle with the rubber sleeve. Yes, I have seen those. I don't see how those can be very accurate, and I really don't want to mess with one. Somebody gave me one. I'd play with it for the novelty. But, yeah, they just look goofy to me. It's just a balloon on a circle, and you pull it back. Can't be much power to it. It's got to be pretty heavy pull on it. Never bought one. I want to hear your opinion. If you want something to shoot with, go get a real slingshot, man. Those things, it would be a novelty. It would be fun to shoot, you know, just peanuts or something in your backyard to the animals. It's kind of like a party favor kind of thing. At least that's the way I see it. There's, who was it? Zach Fowler on YouTube, Fowler's Makery and Mischief. He did a video years ago where he compared one of those to a regular slingshot. And let's just say it didn't hold up very well. It didn't match up. I really want to see you hit 3 of 3 shots. That means 3 hits in a row. Well, there was one. Let's see if I can do it. Same target. I'm shooting at the middle size. I'm not shooting at the tiny ones. There's 2. There's 3. Let's see how many we can do. There's 4. Barely got it, but it moved. There's 5. Oh, I missed. Got 5 in a row. How's that? Sorry, here comes a earth moving piece of equipment backing up in my street. Sorry for the noise. So learning something. You asked for 3 of 3. I got 5 of 5. Hope that's good enough. Oh, unless you were talking about the balloon thing. No, I couldn't do that. Do you do much archery? I do a little bit. We have an archery club that meets in our church, in my church, in our basement. We have an archery range set up, and it meets on Tuesday nights, and I'm an instructor there. I teach the kids, new kids, how to shoot. I run the range, keep it safe, help kids get better, but I don't shoot very well. When it comes to archery, I'm not the greatest shot, but kids can smoke me. But I play around with it. I'm not serious about it. I just got certified because we were starting the archery thing back up after a couple years off, and we needed instructors. So I said, yeah, it's one night a week. I can handle that. But there's a lot of commonality between the two skills. Stood around my quad and used my brother's slingshot. He made it. Could instantly hit a bird or a can from 25 feet. Used 2 springs. Ooh, springs. That's interesting. For your information, I am shooting at 10 meters or 33 feet, which is the tournament competition range for a couple of the events. So this is tournament distance. But if you were moving on that quad, that'd be pretty impressive. Made myself a crossbow at 11 years old, and it went through a fence. Uh-oh. I tried a pocket slingshot, and they're okay, not too accurate, and the band pouch dries out quickly. However, they're fast to load and shoot. Well, there you go. So the balloon slingshot's a gimmick. Not totally, as some people here have said. They do shoot. They're not very accurate, and they tend to wear out pretty quick. And unless the place that sells them will sell you some extra pouches, bands, whatever they're called, balloons, I'd probably stay away from one if you want shooting. Dan, nice shooting. Been shopping slingshots here in the UK for 15 years. What frame are you rocking? This is from Simpleshot. They're from here in the US, and it's a good place to get all your slingshot needs. They got everything from simple basic slingshots at under $20 up to the pro aluminum versions that are like $120. That's what this one is. It's just, I really like it. It fits me. This one's called the Axiom X, and as you can see, it's got adjustments. So I can adjust the hold here. I can adjust how big the frame width is. And I just like it. My other favorite one from Simpleshot is the LT2. This was the first slingshot I actually started shooting well with, and I have this one set up for the long draw, which is a lot different than what I'm doing now. So this is my practice for the long draw. And so those are my two favorite. I love Simpleshot. I'm actually an affiliate for them. So if you use the link in my description, I know you're in the UK, but if people use my link in the description from Simpleshot, it helps me a little bit. I get $1 or $2 here and there for sending customers their way. But I believe in Simpleshot. I do have some slings from other places, but the main thing I shoot is Simpleshot. I got two of these frames, a red one and a black one. And normally I have them banded up identical and set up identical. And that way if one band breaks, I've got another one ready to go. And right now that one's set up with a different set of bands for a different purpose, and it sits by my back door for whenever I might need it. Archery is cool. Yes, it is fun. I like this. If I was shooting archery back here, every 10 or 15 arrows, I'd have to stop and go pull them out of the target, pick them up, and haul them back. I can shoot 300 or 400 rounds down there, and I just go get a big old magnet and pick them up out of the bin. And so I don't have to take a break. As you notice, I haven't gone down to pick anything up. That vehicle, he said. Yeah, it's a road construction on Main Street, a block from my house. I think they're finally winding down and putting things away for the weekend, so it should get a little bit quieter here. I apologize for the noise. I thought it would be over by now, but I guess 6:30 is their going home time. I thought 6 o'clock would be. But it should get better shortly here. I think these people all need to take the rest of the weekend off and go get their Friday fish fry. Milo said, hi, hello. Are you shooting 3/8 steel? No, I'm shooting 8mm steel. I like the 8mm better. The 9.5mm, which is what you're referring to, the 3/8, takes a little bit bigger band, a little bit heavier draw, unless you're doing really long draw. And then you can, I found the happy balance because I'm not a laborer. I'm not super strong. I'm not one of these people that can go pick up a couch and haul it by myself. So I like the 8mm because I can use thinner. These are 0.45 bands. The draw is only like 5 or 6 pounds, so I can literally shoot all day and never get tired. So I've kind of settled on 8mm. It's my ammo of choice. I got a little bit of 9.5 every now and then. I'll pull out for something. I got a slingshot slow-mo video coming up for my channel soon that I'm going to be filming hopefully this weekend. I might pull some 9mm out because it'll have a little bit more impact on what I hit. So my hats off to you, sir. Respect. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm just out here trying to show people how fun this sport is, how much I like it, how quiet it is. As you can tell, you hear the traffic more than my shop. Slowed down pretty quickly. It'd be kind of fun to shoot from a moving vehicle. I've seen a guy out there on the internet that he sat in and he's a really good shot. I forget where he's from. I don't think it's from America. But he had a bunch of little targets hanging and he got them all swinging. And then he sat in an office chair and span around and he would shoot the targets as he went by. I was like, dude, that's impressive. Ain't that good? My granddad made me my first slingshot when I was young. Just a twig that you supported with your fingers and some thin elastic. Never had the pro. You know what? Oops, not that one. Where's it at? This one. It's just a tree fork. This is a more advanced style shooting because you can see there's no gap on it. I'll shoot that in a little bit. But yeah, you don't need a fancy schmancy thing. Although you can get nice slingshots now well-made plastic ones are polycarbonate or whatever. They're like under $20 US. So they're not expensive. But if you're into it, you can go out and get a tree limb, strip it off a little bit, tie some bands on, and off you go. You don't. In the old days, people used tree branches and inner tubes from tires. The elastic has come a long way. That's one of the keys to the hobby now. This elastic is made and manufactured just for slingshots. Shoot whatever's beeping. Oh God, I would love to. But they're doing road construction on Main Street, 1 block from my house. If I shot them, I would probably be getting a call from the police to come haul me away. Then I would have to prematurely end my life and you guys would get upset. I would love to though. I thought they would be done by now. I think they're winding up because they're just hauling stuff around, although I see a dump truck now with his bed up, so maybe they're not. I don't know. A lot of the machines have stopped. There's still 1 or 2 going. Hopefully soon. Respect, brother, you're a good person. Thanks, I try and be. I'm here to spread the love. Show people how fun slingshots are. Come on, dump truck, leave. I don't need you around anymore. You need to go have dinner. Love Royal Rangers. So do I. That's why I'm wearing the hat. I'm still in it. Here in Wisconsin, we got a great bunch of outposts. We probably have 20, 25 active groups here in Wisconsin, northern Michigan. And I was in it since I was a kid back in the 60s. It's a great, great program. And I enjoy it, so I'm the leader now. Then I am one of those. I have one of the original scouts from Nathan way back. Mainly shoot a wasp or custom carbon fiber G10. Yeah, those custom ones are cool. The Scout, I have the LT2, which is a little smaller because I have small hands. But yeah, Simpleshot has lots of great ones now. The Wasp slingshots are really good too. If you're in Europe or England over there, they're more of a probably user-friendly place to buy from than domestically here. I do have a custom slingshot arriving Monday from Josh Hicks in Oklahoma. Hickson OK is his YouTube channel. And he builds these really nice pickle fork gappers, and I ordered one. It should be here Monday. Royal Rangers made me the man I am today. I'm sure to do for me as well. That's why I'm involved in it, because it raises a lot of young men to be leaders in their community, their families. Many of them end up in the military, serving in churches, serving in their companies, running their own companies. It's just a good program to get young boys to learn how to be servant leaders, which is how to become a really good leader. Russ Sketcher said hi. Hello. You were surgical with that slingshot. Oh, I'm not that surgical. There's some guys out there that hardly ever miss. Of course, I'm back and forth between talking to you and shooting. So I don't pay attention as much as I should. Can you hit a can or a bottle? Did you? One moment, we'll get to that. Did you make that plinking device? No, this is from Simpleshot. There's a link in my video description to Simpleshot. You can buy this one there. It's called Axiom X. I would not recommend this one. This is a more advanced slingshot because you have to set it up. But there's lots of good starters on there and lots of good slingshots to get you rolling. They have everything you could want, from ammo to slingshots to elastic, targets, everything you need from Simpleshot. If you're in the US, it's a lot easier. I believe over in Europe, one of the big dealers over there is Wasp. I don't know if that's a company or just a brand. But obviously, a lot of this stuff you can buy on Amazon as well. Amazon has a lot of weird slingshots too, but you can get some of the Simpleshot stuff right on Amazon. Going to bed now anyway. I'll see you again. It's been enjoyable watch. Thank you. Obviously a real passion. Yes, thank you, Bart. Hey, make sure to subscribe to my channel. That way you get alerted whenever I'm on. I got some good, cool stuff. I got some slingshot slow-mo where I blow things up and film it in slow motion. I'm going to try and film a really cool one this weekend. So, ever get yourself in the finger? Why, yes, I have. Especially when I'm shooting this thing. This is a more advanced slingshot. It's harder to shoot because you can see there's no gap for the ammo to go through. So there's a certain technique you have to use to shoot it. And if you screw it up, you'll either hit the frame or your finger. And yes, my finger has gotten hit a couple of times. I saw somebody requesting to shoot a can. I was in Rangers when I was younger, enjoying the impact, and think especially didn't have a father. Yes, a lot of our kids that do come to our Royal Rangers are kids who have either dysfunctional fathers or no fathers, and we are pretty much their dad, which is kind of cool because I don't have kids. But Mudbug, how's it going, man? All right, who asked for it? Sleepy, you asked, do you ever shoot a can? Why, yes, I do. Let me go hang one up and we'll start busting a can. I got one right here that I brought just for the occasion. Now, usually I shoot pop cans. I'm not advertising for Coke. That's just, it's red, it's pretty. But at work, I don't drink pop. So when I'm at work, I go through the recycle bin and pull pop cans out to bring home and shoot. Somebody stuck this in there. It's a bottle of water, except it's an aluminum can. I put a hole through it so I can hang it. Seemed a little heavier, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to shoot at this. It might not break as quick. Fun cutting a can in half. This one might be a little bit harder. So anyway, I'm going to go hang it. It's going to be fun. What distance are you shooting? I'm shooting at 10 meters, which is 33 feet for Americans. It's the standard competition distance. So that's what I've got set up here in my backyard. How many windows have you sent? I have sent none, but I used to shoot that way, this way, and I had a fence line set up here in front of where my catch box is now, and I hung stuff on it, and every now and then I would screw up and it would hit my frame. See right there, all those, that's aluminum, that's where I've hit my frame, and it would bounce. And I actually have a car repair store right here in my backyard across the ditch right on Main Street, and I would hit their aluminum, their metal building, and it scared the crap out of me. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I made this setup. I'm shooting 8mm steel. Let me go hang this can. I shoot 8mm steel. The common sizes are 7mm, 8mm, and 9.5mm. I've tried 7mm. In fact, I got like 500 rounds of it. I didn't really like it because it felt like it got lost in the pouch inside. So I'm shooting that. So I went to 8mm. 9mm takes a little bit bigger band, a little bit harder pull, and I just like doing it for ease and for fun. So I kind of settled on 8mm. I don't know what caliber it is, but I can tell you it's 8mm. Come on. There we go. All right. I don't know how this is going to work because it's not how I usually tie a can up. But this should be fun. It stays. All right. This is going to make a good smack. I don't know if you can see it. I have a microphone right here so you can hear. See a piece of ammo. I think I'll pick that up. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I've been practicing a lot with this pickle fork. 5/16, yes, that's what I'm shooting, 8mm, 5/16. This is a more advanced style shooting. You see me shooting where I come to here, like that. With this, I shoot long draw, which means I come farther back. And there's not a point on your face where you can actually touch to hold the ammo. Plus, you got ammo flying by your face very close, and it'll kiss you if you don't do it right. So there's some technique. I've been working on it the last week or so. I've gotten much better. I'm still not great, but I'm getting better at it. but I'm having fun doing it. And I've got some fork hits on it too. So we'll see how this goes. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can actually see the can when I hit it. You don't need to see me as much as you want to see the can. So there's the can. Boop. It's a little higher on the target than I would like. So, I also put these on when I shoot this. They're little finger sleeves. Because the bands, they're so long that when they get to the end, they like spring back and smack you. So let's see how we do. It should sound really cool because I got a mic down there. Here we go. Let's see if I can not hit the frame or my hand. Got it on the bottom. Not a great hit, but it hit. You can see this style of shooting is a little bit more complicated because you don't have that point of contact. Ooh, that one bounced halfway back. Stop it, wind. The wind just picked up real quick. It'll die down because I see flags over there that aren't blowing. When the wind blows, the bands start bouncing like this, and it takes the speed, it takes the power right out of the bands. Plus, it makes them do things like go crooked and hit your hand kind of things. Man, I was doing really good at this earlier today. Like I said, I'm still learning this. You're watching me learn as we go. Some guys would already have 5 hits on that thing. This is where I'm not the true marksman, but I'm having a blast. There we go. As you can tell, when it hits, there's nothing better than the smack of a tin can when you're shooting slingshot. Boy, that is tough. I can see the ammo literally bouncing off. Usually it goes right through a pop can. I don't think I put a hole in it, just a bunch of dents. Oh, that got a hole in it because I saw water splash out. At least this is a water can too, so it's like when you get done with it, it's not all sticky inside. I'm going to be doing a video shortly, I think, on the long draw and the tricks and techniques to it, because it was very scary for me when I started and never really got good explanations from videos I found online on how to do it. And it's not like I do it the best way possible. I'm going to show what works for me, but I'm going to try and get that video here in the next couple of weeks, because I think I'm finally shooting good enough I can be confident that I sort of know what I'm doing and help others that might be scared of it. As you can see, when I shoot the short shot, I anchor my hand right here. With this one, when I pull it back, I'm actually touching the side of my face. That tells me where my ammo is at. That's my reference point. So it's like my anchor. I just tap it right there. Oh, that was a good hit. Did you guys hear that good? I hope so. Is your fork tip slanted? No, they're actually flat. I think you can see them there. They are flat. There are some that are slanted, and they shoot just as good. Actually, this slingshot was at a tournament in March down in Indiana, and I had a little pickle fork from Simpleshot. It's just, I couldn't hold it well. It didn't fit in my hand well. And somebody dropped this on the free table where there's just a bunch of stuff you could have for free. And I picked it up. I said, wow, this fits pretty good. I'm going to take this. And here we are. I've got hundreds and hundreds of shots on this thing. And it has been my learning frame. we're hitting it now. Wrist rocket. Okay, I knew the wrist rocket was going to come up, so we're going to go there. We'll put that away for a minute because I have a wrist rocket right here. Get it opened up. Da, 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 da. Okay, everybody says, why don't you use a wrist rocket? They're better. They're the pros. No, wrist rockets have the wrist thing on them. Let me explain why they have the wrist thing on them. Because normally when you buy one of these, they got those big old fat latex tubes. And they're a really, really heavy draw. They're hard to pull back. And because you can't really pull them back, you can't generate much speed. And the tubes themselves don't retract like elastic bands do. So what I've done, I've cut the tubes off. And I put flat bands, just like my regular Slingshot. And now, this wrist rocket shoots as good and as accurate as a regular Slingshot. The frame is a bit different size than what I'm accustomed to, so I'm having to make some adjustments. Here, I got it. Shoots the same speed, shoots just as good as a standard Slingshot. So why does it have the wrist rest? Because wrist rockets generally have those heavy bands. With modern Slingshots like what I'm shooting, the bands have like a 5-pound pull. They're nothing. The wrist rocket tubes that you see, those things are like 20 to 30-pound pull. It's a lot harder to pull back. That's why you need the wrist support. Plus, when it's a heavy pull, your holding hand tends to do this because you can't hold it steady. Okay, let's get back to the other one. Every time I have a live, somebody asks about a wrist rocket. So I came prepared tonight. Are wrist rockets viable? Yes, there's a certain amount of nostalgia to them because so many people had them. But you put some regular Slingshot bands on them now and they become a different animal. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel called How to Fix Your Wrist Rocket. If you want to read that, I show you how to put bands on it. If I have any subscribers here on the live, make sure you enter the giveaway. I have my 1,000 subscriber mark, and I'm having a giveaway. I'm going to have a drawing May 10th, Sunday night, for a $50 gift card to either Amazon, Simpleshot, Flight Test, or Horizon Hobby. The reason I have Flight Test and Horizon Hobby is because my other hobby is RC airplanes. And those are two big vendors of RC airplane goodness. So if I draw your name, you'll win. You need to go to the, down in the description is an email address. didiwin2026@gmail.com. DIDIWIN 2026@gmail.com. Send me an email there. I need your actual name and I need your screen name, how it will appear on my subscriber list on YouTube. And then if I draw your name randomly, I'll cross-check it to my subscriber list. And if you're on there, you will win a gift card. I will contact you and ask you which one you want. I'll order it, send the numbers to you, and you just got $50 richer. Flat band, those wireframes. Yes, you got it right, Tony. Actually, Tony, how you doing, buddy? He actually has a wrist rocket he dug out of the garage and used my video to reband it. And it's cool. Better than something said hi. Hello. Sorry. Ralph said hi. Tony agrees with me. I'm shooting my pickle fork now in preparation for my custom one that's coming on Monday. Ooh, sorry, I'm easily distracted by planes. Planes flying overhead. Ooh. Hello. RC planes and aviation are my other hobby. So I tend to look up a lot when a plane goes over. Where I work is right near the big Madison airport where they have a National Guard air base. And they just got the F-35s in. So when I hear them babies taking off, I run out of my office over to the window so I can watch them. The glorious sound of freedom. What's up all the way from Denmark? Age 29, welcome. You're a wicked shot. Greetings from Canada. I wouldn't call myself a wicked shot. I'm using an advanced frame that I'm still learning. I'm doing okay because I'm shooting at a big old can, but if I had smaller targets, it would be a little more challenging. But the can is fun for you guys because it makes a good sound. And it's fun when I'm learning something new because I have something to shoot at and be able to hit and feel accomplished. Oh, that was a bad shot. I hit my target. Oh, my wife must be throwing peanuts out to the squirrels. No, I don't shoot squirrels. We feed them in our yard. And you're not allowed to hunt with a slingshot in the state that I live in here in the U.S. So even if I wanted to shoot a squirrel legally, I couldn't do it. Oh, I knocked the can completely off. What are you shooting for ammo? I'm using 8mm steel. Standard sizes are 7, 8, and 9.5. No hunting with slingshots in California. Yeah, you're in California, man. The laws you guys got, I'm surprised you can even hunt anything. Not only do you have to register every gun if you got concealed carry, you have to register your ammo. I'm going to hang my can back up. No, I got a few holes in it. It's holding up, though. All right, let's shoot a few more shots at it and blow that thing up before we call it a night. Doubt we're going to cut that thing. That's a big, fat can. Yeah, I'm one of 17 states. Obviously, California is one, too, that can't hunt with a slingshot. We have so many guns here, yet the lowest per capita of hunters. I live in Wisconsin. And come Thanksgiving weekend, opening a deer season, there's hardly a guy around because there's like probably 750,000 to 1 million people out in the woods with huge firearms hunting deer. Boom. Does your neighbors get mad with all the noise that you're making? Dude, I'm not making much noise. So they don't. This is much quieter than a gun. It's a little noise because I'm shooting at a can. And luckily, the house next door to me is vacant, about to be torn down and a new house built on it. The house next to them is the people that bought the house, and they're going to tear it down. And I talk to him all the time, and his father-in-law even came over one day because he thought it was cool. I was doing the YouTube. And he's probably might even be watching because he's subscribed. So my neighbors know, and all things considered, it's very quiet. CG, how's it going? Did you ever get injured from a slingshot? I have made a careless error a few times and hit my thumb, which didn't feel real good. But it didn't kill me or anything. It didn't draw blood. And then the other day I was trying to practice speed shooting because that's an event we do at our tournaments. And I got a special slingshot just for it, and I got messed up. I had multiple balls in the pouch at the same time, and I actually hit myself right here. But nothing serious. Nothing serious. Glad I got good neighbors. So am I. Yeah, Louisiana's another place. The one thing that I do with my slingshot, you can't hunt. Hunting means wild game or animals you have to have a license for. That's how I'm interpreting it. Hope I don't go to jail. chipmunks are pests. And so I try and control the population in my yard and my neighbor's yards. So I do kind of take an occasional chipmunk out, but I don't consider that hunting because with a pest, there's pretty much no rules on what you can do to control them. So my neighbors right around, they don't mind not having chipmunks tearing their gardens up, getting in their house. So I do that. Please don't hate me for that. Last year I got 6. There's only one running around, and he's very skittish this year. Only gotten like 2 shots at him, missed him. As soon as I even open the door, look at him, he runs. But they're stupid. They'll come right back, too. So sometime when they come out, you'll see me, and I'll just sit and rest on a car holding my slingshot, waiting for him to show his face again. He likes to disappear in my garage. Got a hole in the side of it, and they get in there. That can's taking a beating, which is fun. My brother lives in Wisconsin, beautiful state and farmland and lots of cheese. Yes, you are correct. Our cheese is the best. California used to advertise happy cows, good milk comes from happy cows. Well, you might have happy cows in California, but ours are passionate about their work. In fact, last year in the international cheese competition that they actually host right here in Wisconsin, there's a company called Emmy Roth that won the grand champion all-around best cheese in the world, and they have a distribution and packing warehouse about 2 miles from my house here in town. They just bought it. They just built it and employed a bunch of people. So cheese is huge here. Me and Tony, we're doing the same thing. How many years have you been shooting? I would say about 1.5 years. I started in fall of 2024 with a wrist rocket. I made the same mistake a lot of people make. Thought a wrist rocket was the way to go. And then I eventually bought an Amazon slingshot for like $15 when I started seeing what people were doing online and how to shoot. And that actually taught me how to shoot. I've still got it. It's a smaller frame, but it shoots nice. And then for Christmas that year, on my Christmas list, I had 3 slingshots from Simpleshot. And my wife goes, "Really? You need 3 slingshots?" And I said, "I don't know what's going to work. I need to try different kinds." So I got 3 slingshots. I still got 2 of them. One of them I sold because I just didn't like it. This is the one that taught me to shoot. The Scout LT2 from Simpleshot. Great frame, especially for beginners. It's a great way to get started in the hobby. And it's under $50. It's not super expensive. We do have happy cows. Where are you from, Tony? Are you from Wisconsin as well? That'd be awesome. Got good aim, I'll give you credit. Well, this particular slingshot is a very advanced style of shooting, and I'm still getting my aim dialed in. If I use my regular slingshot where I'm not pulling so far back, I shoot a lot better. But this is an advanced skill and technique that I'm trying to learn, and I'm much better at it than I was a month ago. I've been practicing a lot, especially the last week. I finally figured the technique out, and I got my aim getting close, and now it's just dialing it in and walking it in and getting consistent with the muscle memory. So I've got a ways to go. Cans are pretty easy to hit because they're big. Do you and your wife have any kids? No, we don't have kids. I've been married this year. In December will be 46 years I've been married. I don't have any kids. We wanted them, just never happened. And my wife was not keen to adopt, so we don't have kids. But over the years at my church, I was a children's minister. My wife was a youth pastor, and we both work in boys and girls ministries at our church. So while we don't have kids, we've been heavily involved with mentoring and helping them make good decisions. So we don't have kids, but we love kids. So there's actually one girl from when my wife was youth pastor. She would send my wife, until a few years ago, she would send my wife a Mother's Day card on Mother's Day, which I thought was really cool. The girl was really special. Now she's got 3 kids of her own. Not easy at 75. I'm not at 75 feet, Mud Bug. I'm at 33 feet. I could go to 75. That'd be kind of cool. Congratulations on the long marriage. Thanks, man. Nobody thought it would last. I got married when I was 19. My wife was 20, right out of high school. I got married December after I graduated. My dad helped me get a good job. He worked for an airline. He helped me get a good job there. My wife had an okay job at a grocery store. That's where I met her, at the grocery store. So 46 years, and we have a lot of fun. We're kind of getting to that age where a lot of times we just sit on the couch and read or watch TV or do whatever, but just being there is what matters, the presence. But we're very faithful. We're very religious people, I will say. We're believers, and the church is a big part of our lives. And I think that's helped a whole lot to have that peace in our marriage to keep us solidified. So I'm not here to give marriage advice. Just telling you what worked for me. I have a metal plate shaped like a can at 75 feet. I miss more than I hit. Yeah, it's a long way, Mud Bug. At least at the tournament, we got to shoot at an 8-inch piece of round steel. They called it a gong. We got 2 practice shots and 10 shots to hit the gong as many times as we could. Out of my 10 shots, I believe I got 6. So I was pretty happy. First 2 shots, all you got to do is get it dialed in. And then if you keep your aim the same every time and don't flinch, you get it. I was very happy with that. Been on here an hour and 15. We're going to start winding down here in a little bit, I think. Still got 162 people. If you guys haven't hit the like button, make sure you do that. Subscribe to my channel if you like slingshots and you think this is fun. I also do RC planes. I may go flying tomorrow if the weather's good, and I might make a video while I'm there. So stay tuned for that. I'm not sure what the weather's still up in the air. But if you like slingshots, you think this is cool, first go watch my basics on my playlist called Slingshot Basics. There's a description in the description. There's a link to it. That'll get you started. If you want to buy a slingshot from Simpleshot, there's a link there as well. It'll take you to their website. And yeah, appreciate all the subscriptions, all you guys that think this is cool. If you want to follow along, I'm doing some fun stuff. I'm going to do a video soon on how to do long draw, which is what I'm doing now, which I've just recently gotten good enough at that I feel comfortable teaching it. I have a series called Slingshot Slow-Mo, where I blow things up in slow motion. I did a can of silly string once. I did one of my best ones was a water balloon, and I filled it with red water. Put red dye in the water. I blew up the Easter bunny for Easter. Put a hole right through his noggin. But next time I do one, I've got a special can, a Monster Energy can. I'm going to do a can cut. And I'm not going to show slow-mo of every hit, only the good ones. But I want to have slow-mo when the can falls. I think that'd be cool. And then I got a can of carbonated water. I'm going to shake up till it's hard as a rock. And I'm going to smack it. The water coming out in slow-mo should be pretty epic. Happy slinging and flying. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate the participation. What part of Wisconsin? North, south, east, or west? I am just outside of Madison, so the southern Wisconsin, south central Wisconsin. We're in a little town called Stoughton. Just south of Madison. I work up in Madison. It takes me like 20, 25 minutes to get to work. But I work on the far north side of Madison, so. We're about an hour north of the Illinois border, about 2.5 hours north of Chicago. Oh, I knocked the can off again. All right, I think we're going to call it enough on that poor can. I think we'll just shoot at stuff now. I'm zooming out a little bit. Now we'll see how good I do. I'm having to shoot at small targets now. High both times, so I know what I need to do to fix that. There we go. Exactly what I was aiming at. The road construction finally stopped. Yay, it's a lot quieter now. Starting to miss again. There we go. Boom. That was a frame hit. I don't know what I did wrong, but it bounced and hit that tree. And I'm looking at my frame to see if it did any damage. All clear there. Then you look at your bands. Whoop. Did I put a hole in it? Nope. Still clear to shoot. I don't know what I did wrong. I must have not had my hold right. If I'd have done that with my new custom frame coming in, there would have been a mark on it. That's why I'm afraid to shoot it with steel when it comes in. I can take that thing out in the woods and shoot clay until I'm so confident I'm not going to break it. So you buy a custom frame and spend big money on it, you won't blow it up. Although it's pretty reasonable, it's about as much as my aluminum frame, so. What you shooting, mate? I am shooting, it's a natty. It's called a pickle fort. As you can see, there's not a gap for the ammo to go through like a normal slingshot, like this one. So, when you shoot it, I'm using a long draw. These are made, well, they're not made for it, but they're just screaming for long draw because they work better. Plus, it gives you more time as the bands go by. So what I'm doing is when you hold it, you're touching the bands to your cheek as a reference point instead of here, like you got a hard spot. I just tap it on my cheek. But what I do is when I'm holding the ammo, I'm doing it this way. I actually hold it a little bit this way. I tweak it just a little bit. What that does is it puts more tension on this top band. so that when it shoots, it flies over the top. If I don't do that, it's going to hit in here, cut my ties, put a mark on my band, and hit a tree or something. It'll bounce that way. So technique is the hard part, to be consistent. So that's what I'm shooting. This is just a piece of wood frame that I was at a tournament. It was on a table marked free. And I said, oh, that feels good in my hand. So I took it, and I've got a few thousand shots on it now as I learned this new advanced technique. It's a little bit harder than the standard shooting. Should go back to my standard slingshot to end here, just so I can leave on a high note, actually hitting something. So let's hit a target with this one, and then we'll go back. That was not how to do it. You can see when I pull it back, I hold it. And when I pull it back, I go like this. So that puts the tweak automatically in it. If you put it too much, it'll shoot the ammo that way. So you have to be consistent on how much you tweak the pouch. And that's the muscle memory part I'm still working on. I don't know if you can see it. I'll do it without that tweak, and you can see it. So normally I would have done it like this, and then I would tweak it like that. See how I went whoop? That little bit is what sends it over the top of the fork. There we go. Boom. Thanks for the show. Hey, my pleasure. My pleasure. I enjoy this. It's a fun hobby. Keeps me out of trouble, gets me outside and off the couch, which is important. I'm going to shoot my regular slingshot now. This is what I'm shooting. I'm shooting 8mm bearings. There's 3 sizes, 7, 8, and 9.5 that are common. I shoot 8 because it sits nice when the pouch that I'm shooting. The bands are a little bit lighter weight to pull them back. It's just more comfortable for me. A lot of people like the 9.5, which packs a little bit bigger punch, but it also requires a little bit bigger band. I just like this setup. It just fits me perfect. Country Kid said hi. Hey, Country Kid. You into slingshots, buddy? I'm assuming you're a buddy. If you're interested in the slingshot stuff, go check out my YouTube channel. There's a playlist called Slingshot Basics that talks you through how to get started. Explains all the different types of frames, different types of grips, and different types of holds and ammo and bands and pouches, and how to grip and how to aim. Whole bunch of information like that. You watch all those and do a few days of practice, you'll be hitting the can in no time. Plus, if you watch those and you have more questions, feel free to leave a comment on those videos. I do read them all when I get them and try and respond if possible. And if there's something I talked about in one of those videos that you would like to see a deep dive into, or maybe I talked about a certain topic and maybe I covered it quicker and you'd like more details, I'm looking for some ideas to enhance that video series. Starting to get tired now. That's why I'm not hitting as good. Plus, when I switch between frames, things move around, and it's just a matter of getting that consistency back. Yeesh. At least that's the excuse I'm using. Hope you buy it. There we go. Oh, birds were chasing each other, and one flew right into my fence. That was hilarious. Oh, knocked it down. What speed are you hitting the target at? I did a speed test on these bands, and they were a tiny bit longer, so they were slower. I was getting about 220 feet per second. I'm going to do another speed test. I've got a chronograph. And I'm going to, my bands aren't optimized for maximum speed. If I do that, I don't get as many rounds shots out of them. So I make them a little longer for durability. I want to cut a set and make them that are maximized for speed and see what I get. I've seen some guys shooting that got over 300 feet per second. I think if I maximize them, I should be getting a good solid 250 or more. The way you make your bands is you figure your draw length. So from here to here, you measure that distance. For me, it's 28 inches. Then you take your bands and you put a mark on them, an inch or a specific distance apart. I use an inch. And then you stretch them and see what the elongation factor is, how far they stretch. These are about 6.5 to 1. So you take that 6.5, you divide it into 28. It comes out to like 4.6 or 4.7. That's how big it should be from here to here. And I believe these are about 5.5. So maybe even 6. So that's how you maximize them. But when you do that, you get a lot less shots out of them. How lethal are we talking? You're not going to take a person down. You could bruise them. You could make them feel it, but you're not going to take a person down. A lot of people use these to hunt squirrels and rabbits. You can hunt a pheasant. You could take down a pheasant or a grouse as long as they're not flying. If you can hit them flying, you're a really good shot. But small game. I got a friend that lives in a marsh, in the fancy part of town and in a nice neighborhood, and he uses a slingshot to chase the coyotes away. I'm shooting steel ammo. He uses clay ammo, and the clay just biodegrades into mud, but he will shoot at the coyotes just to chase them off of his property. You shoot archery, Dwayne? A lot of commonality between these two. A lot of commonality between them. We have an archery club at my church in our church basement, and I'm one of the instructors. So I dabble in archery. I'm just not good at it. But I don't shoot it a lot. This I try and shoot almost 5-6 days a week. And I'll go through hundreds of rounds. I've probably gone through 200 or 300 shots tonight. So, you know, guys, been on an hour and a half now. Got 86 likes. Much appreciated. You got a bowling alley? No, we don't have a bowling alley. That would be a little much. There used to be shuffleboard courts way back before they carpeted it. But no, we have an archery range down there we can shoot at 7 yards, 10 yards, and 15 yards for competition for the kids and stuff. So they let me use that. I shoot in there when the weather's too bad to be out here. But I like it out here now because I could be outside and the light is better for the camera. And so I'm out here. So I'll hopefully be doing more videos out here than in the church. But it's time to sign off, I think. Hey, make sure to subscribe. If you like the slingshot stuff and you're curious, I would be more than happy to answer any questions you guys got. Just watch some of my basics videos. Feel free to reach out and ask questions. If you want to buy a slingshot, use my Simpleshot link down in the description. And I get a little bit of a tiny commission on there, and any money I make on that, it's going to probably go right back to Simpleshot. It's all going to stay within the hobby, within the sport. So I appreciate all the help, appreciate all the views and subscriptions. I think it's time to head out. Sun's going down. I could still shoot a little bit more. My back's starting to hurt and I'm getting tired, so I got to get out of here. So thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time, and keep slinging. And if you're curious and want to start slinging, go check my basics, and I'll be back again soon, so don't worry. And I will have new content as regular videos as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Much appreciated, and I will see you next time. Keep slinging.